From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Eiler.
And I'm Amanda Yarusi. Thanks for joining us for the October edition of Carolina Week. Our top story tonight. Carolina has students from around the world and from almost every state in the nation. And now the Board of Governors is considering a plan to admit even more out-of-state students. The plan would allow state universities to admit 4% more out-of-state students than the current 18% cap allows. That's about 150 more out-of-state students each year. In order to allow college access for North Carolinians, the plan will also enable universities to enroll more in-state applicants. UNC Chancellor James Measer and other university leaders say loosening the cap will let them enroll exceptional students that they're currently having to turn away. The full board will review this plan this week.
The investigation continues into the hit-and-run accident that killed a Tar Heel Sports Network reporter. Stephen Gates died early Saturday morning while changing a tire on Interstate 40. State Highway Patrol officials aren't sure who was driving the sport utility vehicle that struck Gates. Gates graduated from UNC in 1998. Funeral services will be held in his hometown of Greensboro on Wednesday.
There's never a shortage of big-name controversial speakers on campus. Conservative commentator Ann Coulter spoke to a packed crowd at the UNC Law School Rotunda on Wednesday. The crowd was so big that people were forced to stand outside. Both the students and community members, both Republicans and Democrats, came to hear the lecture. The conservative lawyer and author, whose latest book, Treason, is a New York Times bestseller, focused on the war against terrorism and delivered some pretty heavy criticism of the Democratic Party.
Liberals have said there's no evidence connecting Saddam Hussein to the terrorists. What liberals mean whenever they say there's no evidence is always that there's plenty of evidence, though maybe not enough to convince an OJ jury.
Coulter's $20,000 price tag also sparked some controversy. Many campus organizations objected to Student Congress spending more than $6,700 of its own money to help fund Coulter's appearance.
Students might think they get away from their parents by coming to college, but parents were everywhere on campus this weekend. The Carolina Parents Office and the Division of Student Affairs put on Parents Weekend 2003. Starting Friday, UNC Chapel Hill parents and even some pets came to join their students for an action-packed weekend. From live music to food to fellowship, parents captured the feeling of Carolina. Parent Terry Scott says there's a particular reason this is an exciting time for her and her family.
About Parents Weekend. Seeing my daughter, she's a freshman, and we're from Alabama, so it's kind of a long way away from us, and so this is the first time we've seen her since we dropped her off in August.
Parents Weekend is open to parents of all Carolina students, not just freshmen, as many people believe.
And parents and students had plenty to keep them busy this weekend. More than 15,000 people enjoyed the 31st annual Festival held on Franklin Street Sunday. Vendors set up along the streets selling everything from hand-blown glass and homemade pottery to falafels and face painting. Although organizers expected more people, they say the event was still a success. And another local festival had a lot more than people expected. It's the festival that celebrates beer. The 8th annual World Beer Festival enticed beer lovers from across the nation to come and support their favorite drink. More than 100 brewing companies came to the Durham Athletic Park to show off their best brews. Tickets cost $25 and sold out hours before the gates even opened. Organizers say this is the first year the annual Beer Fest sold out.
We all get those cravings for a good home-cooked meal once in a while, and for breakfast, Ye Olde Waffle Shop on Franklin Street can give you just that. Reporter Lisa Doliner has more.
Pancakes, sausages, omelets, hash browns, and of course, waffles. The ideal Sunday breakfast at the ideal breakfast spot. Ye Old Waffle Shop has been around for as long as people can remember, and owner Jim Chris can tell you why.
We're one of the old guys on the block. We're still hanging in there, and we think we have good food. It's consistent. We use good quality. And also, another main thing that we really take pride in is we have a clean restaurant.
And nothing's changed since the day it opened back in 1972.
From the outside looking in, the Waffle Shop just looks like any other breakfast place. But once you go inside and meet the people and eat the food, you realize why people have been coming here for over 30 years.
The grill in front is where the magic happens, and you can watch it all from the counter.
That's why I like working in an open kitchen versus a closed kitchen. Closed kitchen, like an animal, you know, and nobody sees you, you can't see anybody, but this way you have personal contact with your customers.
The pace is fast, but with friendly service, good food, and a price that can't be beat, the Waffle Shop is a Chapel Hill staple. In Chapel Hill, I'm Lisa Doliner, Carolina Week.
The Waffle Shop is open 7 days a week, but you'd better stop by the ATM on your way because they don't take credit cards.
Cornucopia House, a Chapel Hill Cancer Support Center, recently held an exotic benefit that had guests screaming, "Habibi?" Twilight at Oasis showcased Mediterranean food, traditional music, and professional belly dancers. The benefit included a buffet of Mideastern delicacies and festive decorations, from scarves and sarongs to camels of every size. Organizers also held a silent auction for an authentic belly dancing costume they said would be perfect for Halloween. The real treat came when the dancers shed their robes and showed the exotic side of Mideastern dancing. From candles in hands to candles on heads, the women's demonstrated amazing balance and grace. The event raised almost $5,000 for the Cancer Support Center. Organizers plan to make Twilight at Oasis a yearly event. Chris, it looked like those guys got quite a workout out there belly dancing.
I'd say just like the workout the men's soccer team got from Maryland this weekend.
Amanda, they don't need a fundraiser, though. Let's go right to our sports trivia question. It involves the youth of our men's soccer team. How many freshmen are there on the UNC men's soccer team? 2, 6, 10, or 14? We'll have the answer and your weekend in Carolina sports when we come back.
This is Mommy's bed. Me and Jenny were jumping on it. Mommy's gun fell on the floor. I was a cowboy. Bang, 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 bang. I said, Jenny, wake up, it's just pretend. But she wouldn't wake up.
So my kid brother and his friends want to party. Heck, I'll even buy the beer. Besides, if he gets out of line, he has to answer to me.
2.6 million teenagers don't know a person can die from alcohol overdose. Say nothing, do nothing, stop nothing.
Okay, so sometimes I turn my back on my kids when they drink at home. At least they're not doing drugs.
Underage drinkers are 50 times more likely to use cocaine than those who don't drink alcohol. Say nothing, do nothing, stop nothing.
We can't hear. Welcome back to Carolina Week Sports. Anytime two top 5 teams meet, you can expect fireworks. Sunday, the 5th-ranked Tar Heel men's soccer team squared off against top-ranked Maryland at a Fetzer Field showdown. Undefeated Maryland has given up only 2 goals all season, and this is why Terp goaltender Noah Palmer seals off the outside. Palmer isn't the only one with some goaltending skills. Tar Heel freshman Justin Hughes, playa please. None of that. It was an even match all game long, and there was quite a bit of intensity. You got to believe it. Yellow cards were given out like UNC student parking tickets, and after one half of play, both teams were scoreless. So with the game up in the air in the second half, who's going to step it up? Marcus Story over to Corey Ash, the freshman, finds the back of the net to make it 1-zip UNC. Then the Tar Heel defense cranked it up a notch. Got a little help from the heavens as the crossbar holds on for the win. Corey Ash said he had a gut feeling that the Heels were going to win it.
When I scored, I immediately looked for my parents because I had told them, before the game, I had a gut feeling. I said, Mom, I think we're going to do something special, and the Carolina fans are going to love it.
The Tar Heels play again Friday in the UNC Greensboro Adidas Classic against Mercer. If college sports is the engine that churns school spirit, then rivalries are the fuel. Perhaps there's no greater rivalry than Carolina versus Duke. Carolina fans are known for displaying their undeniable school spirit, especially when the Heels face off against the Blue Devils. The rivalry between the two schools is so strong that Carlisle & Company, a Greensboro-based jeweler, sponsors a competition called the Carlisle Cup. Duke and Carolina compete for the cup in 23 different varsity sports. Every sport is worth 1 point except for football and men's and women's basketball, which count for 2. So far this year, UNC is leading Duke 3-0 as the Heels have been victorious in both men's and women's soccer and in field hockey just this weekend. Field hockey goalkeeper Katie Tran knows how important the rivalry is and says the fans can really make the difference.
It helps so much, like it gives you an extra boost of energy if you're feeling a little down. It rewards you if you make a great run or a great pass, the crowd goes wild and then you want to do it again, and it's such an awesome feeling to have so much support from the students of UNC.
Duke won the first annual Carlisle Cup, UNC took the second, and Duke is now the reigning champion. We'll see if the Heels can even score this year. Carolina field hockey took the field Sunday for a tight one with 8th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions. After Carolina comes from behind to tie it at 2, Katie Potter deflects this one in with only 1:25 to go. And they tackle each other and they hug and celebrate and all that good stuff. 3 unanswered goals, they come back and win it in dramatic fashion. The Heels improved to 11-1 on the season. They travel to Appalachian State on Friday. The North Carolina football team was hoping to avoid 2 lousy records against Virginia. First, an 0-5 start to the season, its worst start in 15 years. And second, losing 9 straight home games. Coach John Bunning and the Tar Heels pull out all the stops in this one. A fake punt on 4th down and a double reverse later on keep Virginia off balance early. But in the second quarter, the Cavaliers say enough fooling around. On 4th and goal, Wally Lundy caps a 75-yard drive with this touchdown. It's 7-3 Virginia. After a Cavalier field goal, Matt Schwab finds his man in the end zone, 17-3 now Virginia. In the second half, Cavaliers decide we'll do it on the ground some, and we'll do it in the air some. And it's 31-6, just like that. Lundy decides he's going to cap off this game with a run right into your living room. Here he comes, watch out. Hide the kids. Darian Durant would then scramble for the Heels' only touchdown of the day, but it's too little, too late. Wave goodbye to another win. Heels lose 38-13. The Heels fans are leaving while the Virginia fans say it all.
Offensively, we did not move forward like we had been doing, and we may have even taken a step back. 13 points is not good. It's not good, and we should score.
There's three phases in the game, and you got to win at least 2 of them to have a chance to win. And we did not win either one of the offensive or defensive phase.
That brings us back to our sports trivia question. Ladies, do we have an answer today?
I'm going to say D14, and I hope they're all like Corey Ash, hopefully.
Yes, we did see out Corey Ash. That is correct, though. 14 freshmen, over half of the men's soccer team are freshmen this year. So that does it for sports.
Great. Thanks, Chris. That does it for us here. Good night. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.